Hey guys, Ed over here at FICM Repair. I just wanted to do a shout out and thanks to all you guys for the videos that you tag me, and I appreciate you. And so there was a video from another creator that was just cranking on the truck until it started. And in that particular case, it was only about 8-10 seconds of cranking, and then the thing fired up. But that really isn't ideal, at least 8 to 10 seconds in the video. Who knows how much cranking there was prior, one way or the other. What happens when you do this is it's a 1350 amp inrush current to get the starter to begin spinning, give or take an amp or two. It's 300 amps to keep it spinning. That's a lot of electrons leaving the building. And so what happens is there's a technical service bulletin up I forward by this on this, and it says that if the FICM sees less than 11 volts for more than a minute, or less than 9.3 volts for more than 5 seconds, you will absolutely cause irreparable FICM damage. Ford's not wrong about this. So depending on what you've replaced in the high pressure oil system, depending on what work you've done on the truck, you've done an oil cooler, all 8 injectors, oil cooler and all 8 injectors, it's a fresh build, whatever it is, it can take up to 3 minutes of starter engagement time, especially if you're on a 6.0 starter and you haven't upgraded to like a 6.4 starter, to get enough air out of the system to enable the possibility of ignition. And so by the time that you hit the 500 psi, what happens is supply side voltage isn't awesome at all. And lest you think that just having your 100 amp wheel up charger is going to get you there, it's just not. 100 amps is not going to offset a 1350 amp inrush, and it's not going to offset a 300 amp continuous. And by the way, if it's a 6.4 starter, it's 400 amps continuous. And so what we see with regularity is people that haven't seen our video on how to prime the high pressure oil system. TikTok, it's a little harder to find it on TikTok, right? So go over to my YouTube channel, just FICM Repair on YouTube, and do a search in the channel on how to prime the high pressure oil system. You'll see a video that I did several years ago that discusses this. And what you want to do is you want to yank the FICM relay and keep it yanked until such time as with a battery charger hooked up, and you want to crank on the engine with the key, not through the remote start engagement wire. That way you energize the IPR valve, and you go ahead and you crank on the truck 15 seconds on, 45 seconds off, unless you want to buy a starter, that's fine. And you do that until such times you see more than 0.93 volts of injection control pressure, which is more than 500 psi. After you see that, you've now officially primed it enough to go ahead and have the possibility of starting. But what we don't want to do is we don't want to actually try to start it right then, because your batteries are weak. So go ahead and let them recover on the charger. Take your wife out, go get a meal with her or whatever, and you can come back. And then when you come back, it's going to take about 20 seconds of straight cranking at this point, and all of a sudden you're going to see the 0.93 volts, and you get off the key for a half a second, drop the relay back in there, and the truck will fire immediately up. And then under that model, you haven't subjected the FICM to inadequate supply side voltage, and your FICM is not going to be put in harm's way. Now, do with this what you may. If you're like, well, I've been doing it for years and I haven't had a problem, recognize that most of our customers become our customers following an event like this, and typically, but not always, sometimes it's immediate, sometimes it takes a week or two, a month or two, and then all of a sudden they have a logic board problem in the FICM, which is nearly always shows up as a circuit high code on one or more injectors, or a circuit low code on a singular injector and not all 8. So what happens is the MOSFETs, the metal oxide field effect transistors, inside the FICM, they get burnt out, they get trashed, and that is what causes those circuit high codes. And so what we don't want to do is we don't want to in any way put those in harm's way, because otherwise you might just have to become my customer with the FICM, and I don't want that for you. So I hope this helps. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together. Thanks, guys. Just adding to this, if this has been your experience too, please put it in the comments. And that way other people can see that it's not just this crazy guy in Iowa suggesting this. Because, some people are going to read this and say, or look at this video and say, oh, that could never happen, da-da-da-da-da, this guy's full of crap. Recognize by publishing this video, I'm actually costing myself money, right? But this is just a way to love on you, a way to help you. So if we can kind of crowd around this topic together and say, yeah, that happened to me. Oh, yeah, that happened to me and happened to me. And maybe if 10, 20, 50 of you come in the comments and say, yeah, that happened to me, or even one or two of you, whatever it is, maybe that'll be enough to have people, stop and think about what they've been doing all this time and just, entertain a new concept. So what did Einstein say? Einstein said a measure of intelligence is the ability to entertain a thought in your mind without accepting it. So feel free to disagree with me. I'm more than cool with that. It's fine. But at least ponder it and say, could that be true? And hopefully you'll figure out that it is because, well, in our humble opinion, it is. We just see it too often. All right? Thanks very much. FICMRepair.com. We're all in this together.